God led the people of Israel out of Egypt with what seemed like a pillar of fire. During the daytime, the fire turned to a pillar of cloud. Now, God didn't lead the Israelites to Canaan in the most direct route. Instead, He took them into the wilderness towards the Red Sea. He said to Moses, "Have the people camp next to the sea. I will cause Pharaoh to be stubborn one more time, and he'll chase after you. And when I'm done, all of Egypt will know that I am the Lord God." When Pharaoh heard that the Israelites had camped next to the Red Sea and were hemmed in and vulnerable, he said to his servants, "Why have we let our slaves go? They should be here working for us." So he took his army and he chased after them. When the people saw this, they yelled at Moses, "You have brought us here to die. If we would have stayed with the Egyptians, at least they would have let us live. Now, because of you, we will die." Moses said, "Don't be afraid. The Lord is with you, and He will fight for you. Look at the Egyptians. After today, this is the last time you will see them." Then God told Moses to lift the rod high into the air and put his hand out over the sea. He says, when you do that, the waters will part and form a wall on two sides of a path, and the people will go across the sea on dry ground. At that moment, the pillar of cloud left the front of the Israelites and went to behind them, between them and the Egyptian army. And then Moses held his hand out over the sea, and a great wind came and started to part the water. There formed a wall of water on one side and a wall of water on the other, and a path appeared between the two. And then the wind blew on the path the rest of that day and into the night, causing the path to become dry. Then the Lord said to Moses, "Have the people cross over to the other side." So the people went down and they crossed over on dry ground. All through the night they went across the sea. And finally, when they were safe on the other side, God allowed the Egyptians to come and to follow after them. When the Egyptians got to the middle of the sea, God caused them to be greatly confused. And the wheels of their chariots started to break. And then suddenly they realized the seriousness of their situation. They cried out, "Run! Run! The Lord God of Israel is fighting for them!" And then God said to Moses, "Hold your hand out over the sea." And early in the morning, as the sun was just starting to come up, Moses held his hand out over the sea, and the wall of water that was on one side and the other came together and destroyed the Egyptian army. The people watched all of this from the other side of the sea. And there they saw the power of God. When they realized they had walked across the sea on dry ground, and the same walls of water that had protected them destroyed the army that was chasing after